Regarding the concept of simple interest, we have studied in the last year's concept of simple interest was very well explained in another video. I will give you the link of that video below this video and in the details. The concept over here is something what is called compound interest. In order to make yourself understand or make you understand what is the concept of compound interest, I should start with the simple interest, then only the concept will be clear. And the chapter is mainly to make you understand the concept of compound interest and to develop a formula to calculate it. You know about the concept of simple interest. As I told you, the formula to calculate the simple interest or interest is PNR upon 100, where P is the principal, N is the number of years, and R is the rate of interest, and I stands for simple interest. What is the concept of simple interest? The concept of simple interest is that if you deposit, the word is deposit money in a bank in the form of a savings account, you will be having an account there, so you will be having a savings bank account. In that bank account, when you deposit money, that money will be used by the bank for various purposes, and as well especially for giving loan to others, and thereby whatever the bank is earning out of it, from that a small amount is given to you, which we call as simple interest. And this amount which is given as simple interest to you is calculated yearly. That is number of years you deposited the money, kept the money there, and how much money you deposited, that is P, the principal, and the rate of interest that the bank is offering per 100 rupees per year. It is per 100 rupees per year. Number of it is simply written as percent per annum. So you studied simple interest in the format PNR upon 100, that is a formula to calculate. That is studied last year in another video. Now, going ahead, a situation is given here. Sajjan Rao takes a loan of rupees 10,000 from a bank. Bank is a place to deposit money, to save money, and as well as a place for getting loan. So Sajjan Rao takes a loan of rupees 10,000 from a bank at the rate of 10% per annum. Per year 100 rupees, 10 rupees. And for 1 year, how much money including the interest he will have to pay after 1 year? After 1 year he has to pay back the amount. So this can be very simply calculated, because after 1 year for 10,000, if the rate of interest is 10%, how much to pay back? We will use the simple principle of simple interest to calculate it. We know the formula is PNR upon 100, where you will be getting the interest that he has to pay. In this case, P is principal, how much amount he deposited or taken as loan. It is 10,000. Number of years, luckily in this case, is 1, and the rate of interest is equal to 10 upon 100. When you solve this, you will see that he has to pay rupees 1,000 as interest. That means this Sajjan Rao has to pay 10,000 rupees loan which he have taken, plus 1,000 rupees as interest. That is a total of 11,000 rupees he will be paying after 1 year. This we calculated by the formula of simple interest. Suppose that here the borrower is Sajjan Rao. He is not paying the amount and interest after 1 year. 1 साल के बाद वो पैसा ही नहीं दिया, interest भी नहीं दिया, तो how the bank will calculate how much Sajjan Rao will have to pay? He did not pay a single rupees. 1 रुपया भी नहीं दिया बैंक को वापस. Then naturally bank has to keep on calculating. The day Sajjan Rao will come to the bank, जब बैंक में आएगा, अदरवाइज बैंक विल गो टू सज्जन राव को मिलने जाऊंगा और बोलूंगा आप you have not paid for 3 years, you have not paid for 4 years, so your amount has become more, 11,000 से काम नहीं होगा. So how do the bank calculate that? That is one concept of adding interest. प्रिंसिपल तो चेंज नहीं होगा, वो तो 10,000 दे लिया है, लेकिन 1,000 इंटरेस्ट देने से काम नहीं होगा. So that means interest will be added on interest and again interest will be added on interest. आपको कुछ समझ में आ रहा होगा, इंटरेस्ट है उसके ऊपर इंटरेस्ट आएगा. दैट इज व्हाट इज द कंसेप्ट ऑफ compound interest. Why it is started with a loan? It is easy to understand. If we deposit money in bank, अगर ये सज्जन राव 10,000 रुपीज डिपॉजिट किया अकाउंट में, अच्छा किया, 1,000 रुपीज उनको इंटरेस्ट मिलेगा, मतलब आफ्टर 1 year हिज अमाउंट विल बिकम 11,000. बैंक को दिए तो भी वही होएगा अगर 10% इंटरेस्ट. If he is not taking the money after 1 year, एक साल के बाद वो पैसा निकालता नहीं, उनको पैसे का जरूरत नहीं, तो 11,000 रुपीज के ऊपर 1 year को 10 upon 100 इंटरेस्ट आएगा. That means by the end of that year, he will be having, instead of that 1,000 rupees interest, he will be getting 1,100 rupees as interest. So at the end of second year 11,000 तो था second year के starting में, right? Another 1,100 will be added. What is this 1,100? 100 rupees extra because interest of the interest. इधर भी हम compound interest का ही बात कर रहे हैं. Compound means interest on interest and on interest, depending upon number of years you are keeping the term you are keeping the money in bank, or the term you are not repaying the money, loan लेके payment नहीं किए तो. So suppose that we will think about this Sajjan Rao's case in a little detailed manner. For example, dear students, here is a situation that our Sajjan Rao is not ready to pay or could not pay the loan back. He had borrowed a loan of 10,000, and he is not in a position to pay back the amount. If such a situation comes, bank will not allow him to do that. But if that happens, how it will work out? That is what is the question here. So let us think about a situation. The situation tells that he borrowed, or if you are depositing, that is also principal. The principal is equal to rupees 10,000. And the rate of interest is equal to 10%. That is equal to 10 for 100 rupees. Number of years 1 year. And the interest at the end of first year will be PNR upon 100, which will be equal to 10,000 into 1 into 10 upon 100, which is equal to 1,000. Cancelled. Cancel. That means the amount at the end of first year must be 11,000 he has to pay. ये वो किया नहीं. He did not pay back after 1 year. So उनका second year start हो गया. Second year का principal will become 11,000. Rate of interest is same, 10 upon 100. Rate of interest. Number of years, second year means again 1 year. Interest will be equal to, again, PNR upon 100. PNR, principal is 11,000 here. Number of years 1. R upon 100 means 10 upon 100. This is the interest we are calculating for second year. If you cancel this, it becomes 1,100. So this is the amount at the end of the first year. 11,000 is the principal of the second year. Along with that, 1,100 will be added. 1 to 100 he has to pay at the end of second year. For your understanding, I am saying. Now the third year starts. His principal is now 12,100. Again same interest rate, again same tenure, again same formula. Interest can be calculated by 1 to 100 into 1 into 10 upon 100. Cancelling this, we get he has to pay 1,210 as extra interest. So that much will be added to this. 1,210 is added. So he has to pay 13,310 at the end of third year. This way, his interest will keep on increasing. First year it was 1,000, second year became 1,100, third year it became 1,210, and it is compounded, added with the principal. Naturally, at the end of first year, he will pay 11,000. At the second year, he will pay 12,100 if he is paying. Agar second year we pay year to third year 13,310. One thing we can notice in the first year case, when it was the amount became 1,000, 10,000. Borrowed 11,000 he has to pay in the case of first year. In the second year, and the principal was 10,000 borrowed. In the second year, it so happened that he has to pay 12,100 and the principal was 11,000. That is the end of the first year. The third year, he has to pay 13,310 and the amount was 12,100. In all these cases, if you think about making it simple, you will get 110 upon 100. If you divide this with 11, if this with 11 you will get, if you divide this with 10 you will get 11 upon 10. If you divide this 11, you will get 11 upon 10. If you divide this also, you will get 11 upon 10. You take time and divide. That means the ratio is maintained. Now, why I did this? In order to derive the formula to calculate compound interest, we can say that if the same interest rate is applied, the ratio between the amount and principal remain constant. ये आपको समझाने के लिए काम किया. So in this case, we will take either 11 upon 10 or for convenience 110 upon 100. This is taken as constant. Understood? The amount with the principal is maintained. If that is the case, let us try to understand how can we derive the formula to calculate compound interest simply. Because here I calculated first, this was calculated, then that was taken as principal, then interest was calculated, interest was added. Then this was taken as principal here, then interest was calculated, interest became 1210, that was added here, and 13. So all these are little bit lengthy process, so maths will make a shortcut now. How? We know that interest of amount of first year upon principal is equal to 110 upon 100. Otherwise, this is first year amount. A1 is equal to P into 110 upon 100. This is the case of first year. If you think about second case or second year case, this became the principal and A2 became the amount, A1 came over, but the ratio will be maintained. That means A2 is equal to A1 into 110 upon into 110 upon 100. Correct? And A1 is this. That means P into 110 upon 100 into 110 upon 100. This will become the method. Understood? Where we are trying to calculate A2. When it is A1, it is like this, A2 is like this. Where this stands for A1 only, this one. 2 times this came. Notice that. Now if you think about third year, what we will do? In the third year, we will write A3 upon A2 is equal to 110 upon 100. And we'll write A3 is equal to A2 into 10 upon 100, 110 upon 100 from this cross multiplication. So where we will be having expansion, this is what is A2, that is P into 110 upon 100 into 110 upon 100 into 110 upon 100, the additional one, this one. This is the old one, this is the new one. The same way this is the new one. So this way it goes on compounding. What we are trying to calculate? We are calculating the amount. To calculate the amount, if the amount, here we have considered the principal as P. If you are considering principal as P, what is this actually? 110. It is 100 plus 10. What is 10 over there? R. Understood? So why can't we think in that way? 110 upon 100 is equal to 100 plus R upon 100. It will be always same. So I can write in a simple way. If I say P is the principal, the amount is P, the principal, and after 1 year I will write P the same, this one. Instead of writing 110 upon 100, I will write P into 100 plus R upon 100. What does it mean? It means P into 1 plus R upon 100. Correct? If it is P into 1 plus R upon 100, which is this one, this is P into 1 plus R upon 100 2 times. This is P into 1 plus R upon 100 3 times. I developed a formula. Then what is this 1, 2, 3? This is when I calculated for 3 years. This is when I calculated for 2 years. This is when I calculated for 1 year. So the 3 can be replaced by n over here, the number of years which is there in the original formula. So my dear students, the formula to calculate the amount after a particular year, the P will become P into 1 plus R upon 100 raised to n. Or in the earlier format, this format, we can also write it as P into 100 plus R upon 100 whole to the power of n. Here there is no need of writing in, it is understood, it is multiplied, but we can. So this formula you will be using to calculate the compound interest questions where amount is asked. Sometime amount will be asked, sometime rate of interest will be asked, sometime P will be asked. So you will rearrange the formula and solve it. Okay, my dear students, let me move ahead. Find the compound interest if for rupees 4,000 are invested for 3 years at the rate of 2.5% per annum. So we know that P is given as rupees 4,000 and rate of interest is given as 12 and 1 upon 2% and n is given as 3 years. And we are asked to find the compound interest. Compound interest कितना है पूछ रहा, तो कैसे करेंगे? compound interest का फॉर्मूला तो पढ़ा नहीं है, लेकिन compound interest की जगह पे हमको amount का फॉर्मूला है, तो हम amount से principal माइनस करेंगे, तो amount कैलकुलेट करेंगे. Amount can be calculated by the formula P into 1 plus R upon 100 whole raised to n. So we will write P into P की जगह पे we will write we are asked to find out the P, sorry. So amount compound interest if 4,000 are invested, 4,000 is invested. So we'll write 4,000 into 1 plus R की जगह पे 12 and half. अभी 12 and half को क्या करेंगे? 12 and half. So we can write it as 12.5 upon 100. So this 12.5. So we will write like that, 12.5 upon 100 and 3 years. Understood? So this way we can find out the amount after a particular this one. Amount can be calculated. Understood? Amount can be calculated in this way, means we will solve the sum. P की जगह पे 4000 डाल दिया है, and when we think about this particular 4000, we have to solve this you know how to solve this. 1 plus 12.5 upon 100 to be solved. So it becomes, how, don't ask me how, I will do it yourself. It will become 112.5 upon 100. So you can remove this point by writing 1125 upon 1000 for removing the decimal numbers. LCM is 100 plus 12.5, 112.5, removing the decimal point by multiplying with 10 on numerator and denominator. So we will write in the bracket 1125 upon 1000 whole raised to 3, which is equal to, we can reduce it to simple format accordingly, or you can solve it accordingly. Whatever way you want, you can do it. You will get the answer 5695.31 मल्टीप्लिकेशन सब करने के बाद रुपीज एज द अमाउंट मिला, लेकिन हमको पूछा क्या है, find the compound interest. So amount became 5695 rupees 31 paise. Originally it was 4000. So the interest will be equal to amount जो अभी मिला है minus original principal. Right? Original principal is equal to 4000. So we will subtract it. 5695.31 subtract 4000. So comparatively simple. We will write it as 31, and here it is equal to 596. Okay, 1695 rupees 31 पैसे उनको मिला है compound interest के form में. You are in 8th standard. After putting it in the formula, ये सब जो भी किया है ये आपको आना मांगता है. Otherwise, go back to 6th and 7th textbook, learn the principles of doing algebra or arithmetics. Okay, my dear students. So this way you will apply. You will be having simple questions in your question set. Your practice set number is 14.1 based on compound interest. You will read that thoroughly and try to get the answers thoroughly. Simple application of compound interest. Please note certain things. Sometimes the interest is calculated at interval of 6 months. वो बताया होगा तो 1 year में 2 terms आएगा, 3 year में 6 terms आएगा. For duration of n years, if the rate of interest is to be calculated 6 months, the rate has to be taken as r upon 2. Duration is considered as 2 times. Okay, so that you should understand that कभी कभी लिखा होगा कि it is calculated in 6 months. That means rate of interest become half in 6 months, and the number of years will become double, because 2 6 months makes 1 year. Many banks charge the compound interest monthly. At that time we have to take the interest r upon n monthly. 12 से divide करेंगे, हमने और कितना मंथ दिया उससे divide करेंगे, and the duration will be according to कितना months दिया है, 12 into that much. We have to make it into unit. Sometimes it is calculated daily also. In that case, accordingly, you have to substitute the formula. There are interesting applications for compound interest. Here is an example. The population of a city increases at a compounding rate of 8% per year. Population increase होते हर साल 8%. Find the population of the year 2012. If the population of the year 2010 is 2,50,000. एक छोटा सा city है, उधर 2,50,000 population है, उनको rate of increase in population is 8%. तो 2012 में कितने population होंगे? Question straightforward है. I am not wasting much time. You will apply the same formula. A is equal to P into 1 plus R upon 100 to the power of n, and here the population is considered as 2,50,000 into the rate of interest. At what rate it increases? 8 upon 100, and from 2012 to 10 means there is a matter of 2 years, and it is calculated annually. When you solve this, you will solve this in such a way that this will become 2,50,000 only. What is inside the bracket will become 108 upon 100 whole to the power of 2, and you will ultimately reach to the conclusion that 2,91,600 people will be there at the end of 2012, 8% growth rate from 2,50,000. That means interesting question can come. You should take interest, then you will feel it. Rehana purchased a scooter in the year 2015 for rupees 60,000. Scooter लिया उन्होंने. Its value falls. नीचे आ रहे हैं. 20% every year. What will be the price of the scooter after 2 years? तो नीचे आ रहे हैं तो क्या करना पड़ेगा? तो ऐड करते जा रहे हैं ना. लोन लिया और ऐड किया, और फिर उसके बाद क्या किया? इंटरेस्ट भी ऐड किया, और अभी रहाना का स्कूटर का वैल्यू कम होता है. सो व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस हियर? प्रिंसिपल इज 60,000, नो प्रॉब्लम. और कैसे कम होता है ये भी लिखा है. रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट और रेट ऑफ डिप्रिशिएशन वी से इट हैज 20%. उसमें भी हमको प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. नंबर ऑफ ईयर्स गिवन एज 2, and we have to calculate the amount after 2 years, but it is a depreciation. Rate कम होता जाता है. So A is equal to P into 1 plus R upon 100 whole to the power n is a formula. The peculiarity is that this particular thing reduces. So we have to put a negative sign here. How? By substituting, not in the formula. How I will put it? 60,000 into 1 plus R की जगह पे मैं minus 20 डाल के solve करें. So that means the whole thing will become negative for 2 years. So this way we will calculate. We are calculating amount in such a way that in a depreciation, in the case of depreciation, the rate of depreciation, so rate of interest जो जरा हम calculate करते हैं वो R के ऊपर ही वो negative डालना पड़ता है. Okay, so that is a mechanism of. So here we will solve it in such a way that 60,000, and as I told you, the whole thing is multiplied by 1 plus this will become 100 minus 20, 80 upon 100 whole to 2. 80 upon 100 can be solved as 4 upon 5 now. So that means 60,000 into 4 upon 5 whole square. Understood? So that becomes okay, amount becomes 38,400. This will be the value of her scooter. How did we reach to that conclusion? You understood. You must know that. How could we reach to that? It is in such a way that, it is in such a way that 60,000 into 4 upon 5 into 4 upon 5, because it is 2 years calculation. So this will make 12 5s are 60. Again, this 5 will divide this into 2 5s are 10, 20, 4 5s are 20, and here is a situation where you are having the amount of certain principal is given as rupees 6,655 in 3 years, compounded annually at the rate of 10% per annum. Find the principal. The peculiarity is that principal is asked. Formula is same. A is equal to P into 1 plus R upon 100 whole to the power of n. The peculiarity is that amount is given as rupees 6,655, and number of years as 3, and rate of interest as 10%, and the principal is what is asked. So we will substitute that here. Amount is 6,655, correct? The principal, which is not given, 1 plus r की जगह पे 10 upon 100, n की जगह पे 3. Correct? We'll keep on substituting. We can rewrite this as p into 110 upon 100 whole to the power of 3, which is equal to 6655, where we can write p as 6655 into, this will turn to the other side, then it becomes inverse, and it becomes 100 into 100 into 100 upon 110 into 110 into 110. We can simplify it as 10 into 10 into 10 upon 11 upon 11 upon 11 into 11 into 11. When you solve this, what will happen? 11 into 11, 121 into 11. Accordingly, it will go. I can show you why I said so. ये 6655 देखा ना, तो समझ में आता है उसमें 11 कैसे होता है. 6 11s are 66, 0 में 0 मिल गया, 5 में 0, 55 में देखा, simply divisible है 605. And if you think about that 605, this 11 will create here 605. Understood? And that way it becomes very easy for you to solve. 121 into 5 is equal to 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10, 4 5 and 605. That means this 11 into 11 will go in this 5 times, and you get 5 into 10 into 10 into 10. Right, answer is 5,000. So that's why 5,000 rupees was the principal. Such simplifiable questions only comes because this part is not important. The important part is how do you substitute. That's what I'm saying always. Find the number of years for which the compound interest of 9,000 is rupees 1,890 at the rate of 10% per annum. Years पूछा है. Find the number of years. पहले amount पूछता था, फिर principal पूछा, अभी year पूछा है. Correct? Rate of interest is given as 10%. Principal is given as 9,000. That is the amount. Principal. Compound interest is total given as 1890. That will be added to get the amount. Interest दिया ना इधर, the interest. So we can calculate amount initially by P, principal plus compound interest. That is 9,000 plus 1890, which is equal to 10,890 is the amount. Amount मिल गया. So we will substitute the value in the formula. Amount is equal to P into 1 plus r upon 100 whole to the power of n, where we have to write as 10,890 is equal to P की जगह पे 9,000 into 1 plus 10 upon 100 whole to the power of n. N is what is asked. That's the beauty of it. Understood? So this will become 9,000. स्क्रीन होने की वजह से ऐसा लिख रहा हूँ in spread form, vertical नहीं लिख रहा. 110 upon 100 whole to the power of n. This can be written as 11 upon 10. Correct this part. Alright. This is equivalent to 10,890. Or it can be written as 10,890 upon 9,000 is equal to 11 upon 10 whole to the power of n. Oh. Now is there any relation between 9 and 108? Yes. Yes. 190 is 90 and 18 may 2 times. 2 nines are 18 and again 1 9. Okay. It became 121 here, and here it is 100. When we divide with 100, we get, when we divide with 9, we get 121 upon 100. You can do it here simply. 10890 divided by 9. Understood? 0 we cancelled earlier itself. Here by dividing with 9, you will be getting 100. Okay, so we got a relationship. 121 upon 100 is equal to 11 upon 10 raised to the power of n. Okay, naturally 11 square is equal to 121, 10 square is equal to 100. So naturally n must be equal to 2. This way we solve it. Okay, my dear students. So compound interest is of great use in our day-to-day life. Also interesting questions are there. It should be solved. These are the interesting questions I told, where you are having construction workers, shepherd, forest, machine, compound interest. Direct question nahi puchte population ke baare mein. There are 10 questions given, good enough to practice. If you practice these 10 questions of practice set number 14.2, I am sure that you will become smart enough to face any such question. On the other hand, instead of solving it yourself, if you go to the guide and ये कैसा किया है देखा, नहीं तो फ्रेंड को पूछा, टीचर को पूछा, तो कुछ आपका इम्प्रूवमेंट नहीं होगा. आपको आपका टाइम निकाल के गलत करके सही करना है, नहीं तो डायरेक्ट सही करो, but not by taking any help. That is what is called practice. That is why the set is named as practice set always. Exercise and practice are having same purpose. Practice करके आप perfect बनेंगे. Don't take anybody's help. That's my strict and lovable advice to you. That's all from me. Thank you.
Now click on the subscription button below to subscribe the channel, then the bell button to get the notifications of the new videos. Thank you.